What's up, guys? How's it going? It is currently almost 3 a.m. right now where I'm at, and they have decided to drop a huge patch update for Dungeonborne. It looks like this is dropping a little bit later today, really soon actually, but I just wanted to go ahead and cover this because there's a lot of things in this patch note that dropped. A lot of things that actually confused me and like really kind of pissed me off and me go like, hey, like why are we doing this? Like this is not what we wanted. But I don't want to be a Demi Downer. There's a lot of good stuff in here too. So let's just jump into it. I'm gonna kind of just read through this. You guys just listen and like make sure you go down below in the comment section down below and give me your feedback. I really want to hear what you guys have to say about Cryomancer and Rogue. Those I think are the two most controversial classes in this patch note update. So I just want to hear what you guys have to say. So new content added. They added exceptional quality equipment. This is a new tier of epic and legendary. Players can obtain exceptional gear in dungeons and in the trials. Heirlooms can now be upgraded to this tier. Brand new PvP mode. Klothos Trials officially kicks off August 16th. Players who earn flawless title will win legendary gear and exclusive kill effect. Compete against top players from around the world and show off your skills. We've also added new Steam achievements related to the trials. The nature-themed Constellation event is now live. Druids have gained a new E skill, Regrowth, offering fresh tactical options for teams. Don't miss out on this limited time event and grab an exclusive cosmetic reward. The shop now features the 4 new skin cosmetics, and they added player statistics tab, which I think is huge. So I just wanted to make sure I cover that so you guys know some of the new content coming in the game. Now let's look at the class balances. Rogue, basically to kind of summarize what you guys are seeing on the screen right now, is Rogue really took a nerf in its overall like stealth and its mobility. And what I mean by that is basically they had made it easier for rogues to basically break stealth, so it's gonna make it a lot harder for them to stay in stealth. They also reduced their movement speed, which again I think is a good and a bad change because Dungeonborne is a slow game and every class was relatively slow. So I think druids, or not druids, but rogues moving like that fast was an issue. It was very annoying. But at the same time, I get it. It's how they survive. They can't really fight a lot of people head on. Um, they added more timers to the nerfs, as you can see from Evaporate and Swift Concealment. Basically, they made them take longer to like come back, which again I think is not a great change. Um, this is not really the nerfs I wanted to see with Rogue. I just wanted to see like the nerfs with Rogue related to the crossbow, and I think that kind of play style. And the only reason why I say this is because like I feel like the rogue needs to be like the assassin class, and I feel like if they're gonna have some crazy ass bow build, I feel like they should reserve that for making a new class like a ranger that uses an actual bow and arrow or crossbows or something like that more fitting. But yeah, but that's kind of the changes I wanted to see the rogue. But like I said, rogue took a big nerf. Fighters got like another buff. The effect of the strength passive fired up has been changed to E skills and can now store 2 charges. That's pretty huge. Fighters now gradually increase their movement speed during Whirlwind by default. So again, great changes to the fighter. It's going to really just help fighter be basically more aggressive. As I said, guys, I think fighter's going to keep getting stronger. It's in a good place, and they're buffing it more. Druid, they basically gave it a heal now. The skill is called Regrowth. It applies a heal over time. I was hoping that the update was out now, but it's not out yet. So I wanted to kind of like maybe pre-record some gameplay and show you, but maybe I'll make a video on that later, just kind of showing it in real time. But Regrowth, basically you target your teammate and they can start restoring health over 30 seconds. It seems like this actually replaces your Treant, so you have to choose. Either you have the Treant or you have the heal over time. Now, I don't think anybody's going to pick the heal over time because look at this. Druid Treants can now critically strike enemies. I did not know that the Treants were never critically striking already. That's crazy to think about because sometimes those trees hit really hard. So I would say on average the tree probably hits a player for like 130-ish, something like that. So if it's critting, you're gonna probably see like, like basically 200 damage a swing on like the low end, close to that, which is kind of nuts to think about. Like just free DPS. They also nerfed how fast you can spam the trees, or they buffed it actually. They made it go from 5 seconds to 1 second, so you can just basically tree, which again I don't think is a good change. Um, like I said, I'm happy to see more buffs, but that's not really the buff the class needed. I think that's just gonna make it more toxic to deal with. There's already a lot of toxic things, and now there's another one. Pyromancer, the second stage of the Q skill Pyroblast, can now be detected while invisible when affected by Rogue's Shadow Veil skill. Um, I mean, I guess there was an issue with that. I don't really know. I never really used Shadow Veil. Cryomancer. This is the one that I really want you guys to talk about in the comment section down below. Basically, the only real nerf the class got was the fact that the frost barrier went from 8 to 5 seconds. And they reduced the healing by 50%. Again, this is not the nerf the class needed whatsoever. It's still a great skill. It seems like they adjusted how the orb works in terms of like increasing damage. Um, Again, this is not going to change anything at all. This is just going to probably keep the damage output literally the same. You might see it affected just a little bit, but from reading this, it looks like the damage is basically it got nerfed, but at the same time, like it's not a nerf that's enough that you're gonna feel it. So Cryomancer, the balance change that I really wanted to see with Cryomancer was just literally just reduce how powerful that CC is. Reduce honestly like how often they can spam it. I think this is my opinion on it. I think the Blizzard, like the whole storm thing, you should not be able to just keep casting it. Like, you know what I mean? I think the moment you throw the first one down and it does its full thing and it explodes, I think your 30 second. I think there needs to be a 30-second timer. And some people might say that's too much, but no, like you guys don't understand. Like in group play, the thing that makes Cryomancer like cancer to deal with, especially in duos, especially in trios, is just the fact that after the blizzard's done, he can throw another blizzard down. That's the problem. It's just constant CC on the field. It's so annoying. And he can switch to frostbite. Again, I think frostbite actually needs a cooldown. I think frostbite needs to like I think maybe a beginning nerf they can do for frostbite is kind of like adjust how the damage ticks. Looks like they did that with some of the orb like damage scaling, but I know that's not going to be enough. But I think something they need to really fix with that is actually make it to where like you cannot just constantly keep reapplying frostbite. I think frostbite should only be applied if the target has completely gone through its like its whole frostbite phase, and then they can redo it because that's what makes it so toxic. Is because literally because people can just sit there, throw frostbite, do something, quickly throw frostbite, just keep rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Um, like I said, I think that's what's making Cryomancer busted as well. And then about priests, basically, no, nothing for priest. Priest is still shit. If anybody's telling you priest is good, please don't listen to them. It's just clickbait. Okay, the class needs so much help. It's ass. Okay, you are only good on priest if you're playing trios and you have a brain and you know what you're doing, and you're only doing it on priest on solos if you're fighting everybody who's retarded. Okay, I'm sorry. That's the truth. You can quote me in the comment section down below. You are only winning solos as a priest if you're fighting retards. Okay. Item balance, they basically optimize the Mimic Potion to where now you can be any chest you want. That's pretty cool. Never going to use it. Resurrection is still a mechanic. They now made it to where it only respawns once per game. Cool. It already feels that way anyway with the timer, but good to know that's what it is now. Added an effect indicator of the target's trajectory when throwing Thunderclap and Incendiary Flask. So that's actually kind of cool. So basically, I'm assuming when you throw it, you're going to see like a ring, and that's how you're going to know like how wide the area is going to be. Incendiary Flask rework. This one I read and made me scratch my head. Now, in addition to burning effect, the flask will also apply a grievous wound effects, reducing healing from all sources by 50%, such as life on hit, frostbite curse, and regrowth skill. Standing in the flames now deals 5 damage every 0.5 seconds. After leaving the flames, the grievous wounds will take effect and will persist for 8 seconds, dealing 5 damage every 0.5 seconds. So from what it looks like is it looks like um it looks, I mean, if I'm reading that right, it's saying it now deals 5 damage every 0.15 of a second. So um I mean, does that mean is it still hitting for 16 a tick, or is it hitting for 5? Someone help me figure that out, or is it hitting for 10 now a tick? I don't know if it got a damage nerf, but it definitely got a buff. Definitely that 50% reduced in healing everybody's gonna use. Um, I think that is a terrible change, guys. I think that's a horrible change. Horrible, horrible change. Here's the reason why. Healing sucks in this game. It's garbage. It's already bad. Like, and again, like I don't think it needs to be changed. But this game doesn't reward you for mistakes. Like when you fight someone, it has to be perfect. Like if you mess up, that's it. Like I'm pretty sure a lot of you agree. Like you can be the best player in the world, but you mess up against somebody, 90% of the time you're dead. You have to really just like clutch up to win, because that dumbass fruit punch that you drink out of that bottle does nothing for you. The bandage you're sitting there jerking off your arm for 10 years doesn't do anything. Um, the priest is healing is a joke. So the fact that now there's a 50% reduction in healing, it looks like it's gonna last for 8 seconds. Basically, once you leave the fire, you get affected by the effect. That's pretty crazy. Um, yeah, that's kind of nuts. Um, that's a very controversial. I just want to hear you guys' take on that. But the rest of this is just bug fixes. Nothing really like crazy that I kind of read here, and I was like, oh, okay, well, worth talking about. They did nerf interaction speed. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. Interaction speed now has a cap of 50%. I think that's a good change. I think there should be caps on certain things, like maybe think movement speed there should be a cap on. Like if people want to build fast, like let them build into it more, make it more of like it's part of your build. Like part of your build is being fast. Not make it super easy and still be trying. I think it has to be like a choice mechanic. I think that's what makes the game more balanced. It'll make it more fun. Uh, but yeah, unfortunately, that's not really the nerfs we wanted. But it's exciting that we have new content. It's exciting that some classes got buffed, like Druid got buffed, Fighter got buffed, Rogue got nerfed. We have to really see how the Rogue nerfs actually implement into the game from actual gameplay. They sound horrible, but we just have to see what it's like. It just seems, from the most part, it just seems like they are basically trying to like nerf how much a rogue can stay in stealth in a match, and it looks like they're trying to just reduce the movement speed overall. I don't really think nerfing the movement speed from dexterity was smart, because basically what that's going to do now is every class is going to get affected by it. So every class is going to be slower now. So to me, um, that's not really a change I like. I don't think that's good, because now the game's going to be slower. I think they need to revert that change. I think if they want to nerf movement speed, with the rogue, don't touch movement speed on the rogue. Like I hate it, but like let rogue be the fast class. They can't fight anybody up front. If they want to run, let them run. Just like I think balancing the stealth the way they did was a good change. Um, but yeah, no, I like I said, I think overall, like, exciting changes in terms of the new content. That's what I'm excited for. Some of the class changes will be very interesting. I'm excited to see them. But other than that, it's kind of like a bittersweet update. Let me know down below what you guys think. I want to hear all your feedback. I want to see this game succeed and do well. So please drop any comments, any opinion, anything you have to say down below. You never know, maybe a dev might see it, give your feedback. Like I said, I'm a content creator, so my opinion's not always right. I learn stuff every day from you guys, and so let's have a chat in the comment section down below. I'll catch you guys later, and make sure to sub. Peace.